Welcome to the Ready, Set, Show podcast with DT and Lette. Ready, Set, Showtime. Check, check, check.
Check, check, check. Check, 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 check.
Check, check.
Welcome to episode 38, government shitdown of the Ready, Set, Show podcast. And Lette, I think we got another good one on our hands here.
Oh yeah, I think we do too. So I'm pretty excited.
We're just throwing dimes out this year.
Throwing dimes.
Putting 2019 on the map for the Ready, Set, Show podcast. Real quick, guys, a little update. Meant to tell you this too, Lette. I forgot. I did speak with Drama.
Oh, you did?
She's kind of been going through a lot of stuff. So real quick to start off the show, I want to send all her thoughts out to Drama.
Oh,
yeah. And she said she will be on the show to kind of go over what's been going on with her. So looking forward to that, man.
Hell yeah. I miss you, Drama.
Yeah, we miss Drama, and I told her that. Like, hey, you'll always be a part of the fam. Lette, how was your weekend, my friend?
I mean, it was great. It was great to have 2 days off. I had a hell of a week last week. Pulled 60 hours at work. Saturday, went and watched Ruby cheer. You know, she does great as always. I went to West Pines.
West Pines, yeah,
That's
I've
why
been there.
I've never been out there, so, you know, I had to GPS how to get to it. Most of these little elementary schools, I don't know where the hell they're at, so whatever.
Hey, my daughter Journey went there, and I've been there a few times and went with her on a field trip, so.
Hell yeah.
Little country school,
Oh,
you
yeah,
know.
it is. It is a little country school. I walked in there, and I'm like, Jesus, this is a tiny-ass school. I mean, because I went to Mossam, you know, one of the biggest elementary schools there is in Greene County. But apart from that, I was lazy yesterday. I mean, I just needed a day to myself. Played some Final Fantasy VII.
Nice.
Went down memory lane there.
Hell yeah. Tell everybody the good news, though, about
Oh, yeah. Got some great news. I'll be going to third shift. I will no longer be on assembly on second shift. I can't wait. I've not really, you know, told Ruby exactly when. I've been hinting at it, you know.
Yeah.
Don't want to get her hopes up because it could be next week when they move me. It could be 3 months from now. So hopefully soon I'll be having a huge schedule change, and I just can't wait.
Yeah, and with that we say, go fuck yourself. You have escaped, man. And I'm glad to hear that, though, all jokes aside. You deserve it.
Yeah.
That department is in a lot of trouble. And I hope that, you know, your employer, man, I hope they address it. The guy on up a little from him, too.
Oh, he's gone.
Oh, is he?
I meant to tell you that.
Oh,
yeah,
wow. Okay, well, that's a start then.
Yeah.
One down.
He had some personal shit happen, and I've heard he's quit. I heard he got fired. I heard he's in a different factory. But I mean, if any of that's true, you know.
Yeah, I hate he's going.
I hate that shit happened to him. But I mean, hopefully everything goes out well for him. But yeah, I've been telling EJ like all week ever since they told me I got the job. I was just like, you got to step your game up, woman.
Yeah.
I was like, you can't be letting Ben run the show now. There's like this department's been ran by me, a woman, for like the past 2.5 years. It's like, we can't let it go back to the man.
Yeah, I think Ben and EJ will hold it down.
Oh, yeah, they will.
But I hope them two and Mo, I hope they get out of there, man. Because, dude, I'm telling you, dude, that department, until that dude is there,
it's
shift, in trouble, man. I'm telling you.
And just being on second shift, I mean, you ain't got no life. I feel like I've been drained. I've been pulling, 12-hour shifts, just, get a little bit extra cash. And, oh, man, I'm getting ready to go in at 2 today.
Yeah. Well, hey, congrats getting the promotions.
It pays $1.50 more than what I'm making now, so, I mean.
Yeah, third shift's a bitch to get used to, but
I'm a
if
night owl
you can
anyway.
get used to it, yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. But, Lette, the Superbowl is set.
Oh, shit.
If Roman numerals didn't piss me off enough, and I would tell you which one. Well, I'm thinking it's who cares? I don't know. But anyway, so the first game we had, the Rams took on the Saints.
Yeah.
Winner goes to the Super Bowl. Really, this game I was kind of torn because I like the Saints here, even though, hey, man, it'd be cool to see somebody new. I've been an avid, hey, I want to see some new people in the Super Bowl. The Rams did pull it out, but on a very controversial call. Imagine that. A ref screwed over an important game. And, a lot of the times, a lot of these calls, they could be on the fence or they're just so the camera angle, whatever it may be, you really can't tell, so it's just kind of speculation. This was blatant pass interference. The Saints drove down the field. They were down by 3.
Yeah.
And really, man, the Saints, they blew it a lot toward the end of this game, the second half. I mean, really, they should have had this game hands down. But they kind of drove down the field. I think there was like 20-some seconds left. They were on their 10. Ran the ball a couple times. They threw a pass, and it was blatant pass interference.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy was practically laying on top of the dude. They didn't call it. They end up having to kick a field goal. It goes into overtime, and Drew Brees throws an interception. The Rams get it. The rest is history.
Yeah.
But so congrats to the Rams, though. You can't hate, man. They have a really good team, and I picked them to even beat this next team. The next game we had was the Patriots took on the Chiefs, and me and you were hoping it'd be the Rams and the Chiefs, but unfortunately the Patriots, who, let's be honest, they're paying some fucking money, sons of bitches. No, it was a good game though, good back and forth game, but they pull it out 37-31. So we have the Patriots and the Rams. In the Super Bowl. So, who you picking, Letty?
I want the Rams to win.
Yeah, I do
man.
too.
Like you said, seeing someone new win, it'd be nice.
And to beat it all, the Rams.
Oh yeah, the Rams.
I mean, they were one of them teams for the longest time that were just counted out at the start of the season,
like
the Browns.
Oh yeah. And I mean, getting to see at least one new team in the Super Bowl, it's nice to see because I mean. Patriots have been going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're like long? The Alabama of the NFL. But again, you don't want to hate, man. They play hard. They get there. You can't really hate on them too bad. I mean, I don't like them personally just because of some controversial stuff.
Yeah.
But the Rams have a good team. But they did start pretty bad. Like I think the Saints at one point were up. I don't think it was 20 points, but I'm wanting to say 14 or 17 points at one. So they had to battle back, but they did. And I don't know. I don't think the Patriots are as good as the Saints. So I think the Rams will win. I do think it'll be close. But then again, if it turned out to be a blowout, but I don't know. I don't think the Patriots will pull this one out.
Be another huge upset like the whole damn Alabama game.
Yeah, but with them, you never know, man.
Yeah.
The Patriots, sometimes they'll come out and they'll just play lights out. So it's going to be a hell of a game, and going to be interesting to see who pulls it out. Yeah, that's just something I felt like we needed to talk about. And, last thing here, telling you before the show, I looked into this ASMR. Like, I've heard a lot about it.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't really know a whole lot in detail. As far as, like, we were talking, the people eating. Because what it is, I guess ASMR, to those who don't know, is people that talk into the mic. Like they just talk about stuff like this.
Oh, yeah. They set their mic settings, like, super high. So, I mean, if just how we're normally talking, it would feel like we're yelling in your ears.
Yes.
So they get real close and whisper.
Yeah.
And they'll take objects that, people like the sounds of, like crunching.
Triggers is what they call them,
They'll take, like, crunching paper, or they'll take, like, little combs and, like, run their fingers across them. Just hearing those sounds really...
Like you get tingles.
Yeah, it goes right into your ear. But, yeah, like, the people who eat and sit there get really close and you hear their lips smacking.
And I've seen some with, like, chicks with their titties hanging out and all that, which, hey, look, I'm not going to lie because, see, I have a problem sleeping. And I ain't gonna lie, I like, they call it getting the tingles. I like to be relaxed and stuff like that. I mean, hell, man, it's a stressful time for a lot of us. Yeah, some of them really worked.
Yeah,
they really did, man.
Some of them I like, the sounds too, especially like, like the whole the paper crumbling, or when people like get really close to fresh snow and they start sticking their finger in that.
Yeah.
That little crunching sound, I can understand that, but people who watch the videos of like the half naked chicks eating food with their lips smacking, it's just. She's half naked for the views.
Yeah.
And the whole eating part, I just don't get.
But, as far as a community, as far as a YouTube community, probably one of the best, most positive I've seen. Like, there was one girl now. This chick was, she had come from drug addiction.
Yeah.
And she had come on there and talked about how her dad and then ASMR kind of saved her life. She even got a dope tattoo.
Oh,
of
yeah?
like this microphone. It was pretty cool. And she had talked about how it really changed her life. And a lot of them, man, like most I seen, I don't think I seen any under 50,000 subscribers. Like most of them had 500, you know. And
Yeah.
but the comments were a real positive, and you could see something like that. Seeing a lot of people come on there and run their
yeah.
mouth, but you really don't see that. And I respect that, man, because I guess for me, a lot of people may look at it sexual. I didn't. I like to just, like I said, I'm one of them people, man, I like to be relaxed.
Oh, yeah.
And
It's soothing.
yeah, it's soothing. And it surprisingly, it kind of somewhat helped me sleep. Like, I noticed that I did sleep later. Now, again, it could just be, you know, Kinsley stayed up later at certain nights. But I don't know. It was just something I wanted to kind of talk about and see if, you know, what you thought about it. And it's actually pretty relaxing. I don't know if anybody out there's tried it. If you have, let us know what you think about it, because I'm kind of curious to see those that have checked it out.
What are your triggers? What do you like to listen to really closely?
Yeah, I like I said, I've seen some on there that were pretty interesting. There's this one chick, it looked like she had 2 circus midgets in her shirt, big old titties just hanging out. I'm like, okay. She wasn't really on there acting sexual.
Yeah.
Now, there was a couple I seen that were, and they were, I've seen some people call them out. But anyway, Lette, who are you shouting out this week?
My shout-outs this week, of course, I got to always shout out Ruby. We get to spend a little bit extra time with her today because schools are out. And she woke me up this morning at like 10 till 8. And she goes, Mom, why ain't I at school? And I was like, I look at her, I go, oh shit, we got to start getting ready. She starts freaking out a little bit. And I lay back down. She goes, Mom, we got to get to school. I was like, no, baby. I was like, you're out today. Lay back down. She goes, oh, I don't have school today. I was like, nah, sweetie. So she rolls over and goes back to sleep. But I mean, it was great. I was going to, you know, try and do a little bigger prank on her, but it didn't get to work out because, you know, everybody was asleep. But getting to spend that extra little, you know, few hours with her, it's always great. Gotta give a shout out to DT. I mean, without him, I wouldn't have had this opportunity. It's been, you know, a great ride, and I'm excited to see where the Ready Set Show podcast goes.
Oh yeah.
Gotta give a shout out to all the friends and family who listen to this every week. Without y'all, we wouldn't be doing this, because, you know, we do it for y'all to enjoy and to entertain y'all. You know, it's just great, and especially, you know, our friends that get on here and talk. Those are always one hell of an episode.
Yes.
Those are some of my favorites. You know, got to give a shout out to the listeners. You know, the ones we don't know personally, but I mean, we're small, but, you know, we're gonna get big one day.
Yes.
And we'll always remember the people who's been here from the first. You know, DT's always saying it all the time, and y'all are really special to us, and couldn't ask for a better fan base than what we got here. DT, who you shouting out?
Me, I gotta thank my beautiful family, and I say it a lot, man, times are tough right now, not just for my family, but for a lot of people. So it's good we're sticking together. And though, man, stress is a bitch, but my family, they always keep my head strong and keep me moving along.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear that rhyme?
Oh hell yeah. Dropping dope rhymes, man.
I dropped those bars. Gotta thank Lette. I agree with you, man. It's one hell of a ride, and it's only gonna get better.
Hell yeah.
We stay consistent, and I'm proud of us, man.
Yeah.
I don't care how many. I mean, we're small, but I'm just proud of all the accomplishments we've had.
Oh
so
yeah,
far.
we put in some hella work.
We have, and got to thank Drama B, man. Like I said, it was good to finally talk to her, and I hate that she's going through what she's going through, but we got to shout out Drama. And guys, if you got a small business, you're just starting up a business, or if you feel like you're getting overcharged by your current provider, if you're anything online marketing, I'm telling you, our friend Drama works her ass off. I mean, even though she's got a lot going on, man, she's still putting in work Monday through Saturday, probably works Sunday too. If you want good, affordable prices, she will create you the best website, keep in touch with you, has a blog to kind of keep all her customers in the loop. She likes to develop relationships with her customers. Definitely check her out at socialpoint24.com. If you want to speak with her further, hit her up at her Gmail at socialpoint24mail@gmail.com. As always, we thank you, Drama.
Thank you, ma'am.
Got to thank the homeboys at Greeneville Vapor. They take care of us for vaping wise, man. You know,
Oh,
hey,
they
man,
do.
it's good that sometimes, man, yeah, vape shops are a little more pricey, but it's good to have those personal relationships, and those guys truly give a shit about helping people quit smoking. And for that, we got to thank them. Got to thank Kellen Keller. I always got to shout Kellen out, man. He's a good dude. I really need to call and talk to him, man. It's been way too long, but I got to thank him for inspiring me to do this podcast. And lastly, the listeners, man. We can't thank you guys enough for all the support. We will never forget you guys. And, man, we're just having fun doing this, and we appreciate you guys so much. And, Lette, before we hop into real talk here, I don't know why I forgot to mention this, guys. As you all probably heard, we have a new intro for the show.
Yeah.
Now, I know we said that groovy one, we said, we'll probably touch it up. I really like the one we have now. I feel like it fits our style. It fits us better. And this would be the one we're sticking with. We love it. And at the first of the show, we kind of had a little sound check. And Kinsley, sometimes when I'm checking the mic, I actually added while Lette was here. But before she gets here, we'll check the mics. And Kinsley will be like, check, check. So I had to throw that in there. All right, on Real Talk.
Real talk.
Real Talk?
Real talk.
Talk that's real.
I'm going to get for Rizzle up in Hizzle.
For shizzle, man. Hizzle. Shane Dawson, we're both big fans. Your roommate, Kristen's a huge fan.
Oh, definitely.
This guy, I'm telling you, when it comes to YouTube documentaries, and really outside of YouTube, this guy, Lette, he's the cream of the crop, dude.
Oh, he is. He's an amazing guy. And, I mean, he's been on YouTube since, YouTube started.
Yeah, I mean, from the Jeffree Star, from the Tana, I don't want to pronounce her last name, from the Jake Paul. Though the Jake Paul, man, I like Shane because he gets down to the truth, to the end of it.
The nitty gritty.
I just really feel like, though, he missed the mark on Jake Paul. But it was a good documentary. Don't get me wrong, it was damn good. But he has a new documentary coming out where I guess he's exposing a fake couple.
Yeah, a fake couple or some shit like that.
Now, he, I guess, was on Drama Alert. Keemstar ran this story and kind of talked a little bit about it. And then I guess he spoke with Shane further, and he sent him another trailer for it. So I think this is going to be a good one, Lette. What do you think on it?
Oh, man. I mean, I know Kristen is excited for it because she was like, shit, what's the date? And I'm like the 21st. Why? And she goes, damn it, it don't come out to the 30th. And I was like, what? And she's like, Shane Dawson's new video. I'm excited for it. So she's this excited. I mean, I'm kind of stoked to watch because, for me, when it comes, YouTube videos, a lot of the main creators I watch, their stuff's getting a little stale for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, getting ready to watch this new documentary that's about to come out, I'm really excited for it, and I can't wait.
This next one, I didn't actually put this in the show notes, but this just hit me that we need to talk about. I don't know if you heard this, but Rice Gum, in response to H3H3 kind of calling him out about everything, ran his mouth about Ethan's wife, saying, this guy seems depressed, and the reason he's probably depressed is because his wife is boring.
Oh, my God.
I mean, look, man, Rice Gum, this guy is the biggest piece of human trash.
He is.
I mean, literally, this dude has so much bad karma coming for him that I hope it beats him down and then bends him. Anyway, I just I cannot stand this kid, but H3H3 actually come out with a video and fired back, and he had this little song, because, kind of like diss track.
Yeah.
And it was funny as hell.
Oh, I started watching the video, but I kind of, I fell asleep watching it, so I didn't get to see that part.
He kind of fires back, and he's like, dude, all you really care about is money and clout, and you want to talk about women. I got a great wife. You have to pay girls to like you. That's the only way they like you. And when that money runs out, the only thing you're gonna be eating is fried rice.
Oh shit!
And it was, for Ethan Klein, I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
I mean, yeah. If you've seen this guy, the guy who does H3H3, I mean, that's some bars, man.
I mean, it was funny. And he handled it really well. Like, he didn't come on there angry, pissed off, I'm going to beat your ass.
Yeah.
He come on there and made a joke about it, didn't let it faze him. He just fired back like, okay, well, you can say that. Rice Gum, you can tell he was just sitting there like, and he was playing clips from Rice Gum on Logan Paul's podcast like, oh, I'm sorry for what I did, but I got the bag.
Yeah.
He's just a scumbag, dude, and he's lost a lot of listeners, and he deserves it, and I hope he's banned off of YouTube, and we never hear from Rice Gum's bum ass again. I really do.
Oh yeah, that would be nice not to ever hear from him again.
You know what, this whole Real Talk, guys, is all. I hope you're YouTube fans, because the next order of business, we talked about one Paul brother, Logan Paul, that he's going to be gay
for a month.
For a whole month.
Man, yeah, I was watching PewDiePie's his Pew News that he does. Oh my God, it's great. If you haven't watched PewDiePie's Pew News, that he does,
it's awesome.
It's hilarious. He was like, and an oopsie that we got from the Paul brother, because I mean, you know, PewDiePie was like, maybe Logan's changed a little bit. You know, he's wearing his merch, and then comes out on his podcast and goes, male only March, and you know, he's basically saying he's gonna be gay just for a month.
Yeah.
And you know, he's got some people, you know, giving him backlash about it, because you know, everybody's like, homosexuality, it's not a choice. You know, they're born that way, and people's like, oh, it's all disrespectful and shit. And you know, PewDiePie gave one good thing in his video that he said was, if it really bothers you this much, why give it so much negative attention? Why not just ignore him and, you know, he'll go away?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I don't think it's fair, because now what he's doing is shitting on gay people. Like, you can't just go, you know, oh, be gay. And I don't know, maybe he's meaning in a positive. And, you know, man, Logan Paul, to me, like, he started a podcast, and I had that little glimpse of respect starting to come back.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, these guys, they give you every reason in the world to hate them, man.
Yeah.
They really do.
They really do. And, you know, there was other things that Pew's brought up. He was just like, you know, he's trying to make a thing of where everybody's, like, doing these Know Something Month.
Yeah.
And because where his fan base is younger people.
Yeah.
You know, they're just saying, you know, examples for them. But I agree with PewDiePie. You know, stop giving them the negative attention. Stop giving them the attention and just, you know, ignore them.
Exactly. And they need to realize, look, y'all got a younger fan base. Y'all, I mean, 8 to 15. And now, look, if there's a kid that may feel like he's gay and that pushes him to kind of come out, whatever, and he does it and everything's positive, cool. But don't sit over here and call some kid, you know, whatever it may be. I mean, it could turn into a negative.
Yeah, there's always a chance for stuff turning into negatives, and
exactly.
If you don't like it, ignore it. I mean, I bash on country music all the time, but I'm not out here listening to it all the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, when it comes to shit like this, I mean, ignore it, and all the negative tension. I mean, negative tension is still attention.
Yeah.
And anytime you bring it, he's still going to stay relevant.
Really, and that's the thing. These guys, they don't think about that, and they don't care. They just look at views. They want money.
Yeah.
And the sad part about it is they pretty much they admit this, and they clearly show this.
Yeah.
But yet people, I don't know, man. I don't get some of these people this generation likes. It's weird. I mean, why do you want to support people that clearly don't care and shit on you and are going to steer you in the wrong way?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't get it either, and I just wish it'd quit.
I do too, and
they're using all of these amazing platforms that, you know, have came over the past, you know, like 10 years, and now, you know, they're just basically shitting on them.
They really are.
And
they really are.
And then they put out all this, you know, in my opinion, worthless content, and it just, you know, brings the whole channels and all this shit down.
Really. And speaking of worthless content, our last one here is from the Ace family, another big kind of family vlog YouTubers. And, you know, man, I was hoping, I don't really know how you take this any other way but what it is. I watched a video to where pretty much it was the Ace family. I'm sorry, I don't really watch these people enough to care about them. They pull so many scumbag moves that I don't really want to get to know them. But pretty much the dad brought his daughter in, and I'm going to say she's probably around, I'm going to say probably 4 or 5 years old, might be 6 at most. I don't know what story was in, but next thing you know, his daughter's holding a dick sucker, and literally a sucker. And, you know, he's sitting here like, oh, you want that sucker? And I'm thinking, surely this dude, Like,
Yeah.
immediately, I would have grabbed it. Hey, what are you doing? You
I would
know?
have grabbed it and thrown it and been like, what sucker?
Yeah, he buys it for her.
That's low.
He says, put this in the bag and never show it to you. Like, why the fuck would you do this?
Yeah, I mean, especially if your kid's that young. I mean, for one, why? I don't know what store he's in. I mean, it could be, you know, like a Spencer's or something, but why is your kid that far in the back to find this shit?
Exactly.
Because, I mean, at least, I mean, I've brought Ruby into Spencer's, but we stay up where the shirts and stuff are, and she looks at the jewelry with me. Because, I mean, her taste in jewelry is about the same as mine. I mean, she likes the little hoops and shit. And I'm just like, why bring your kid that far back or let them wander off that far back and pop up with this?
I mean, these people, they have, like, Cavos, a YouTuber I watched, they have, like, merch with shirts of their kids on them. They have wallpapers of one of his wife pregnant.
See, that's kind of creepy. That's creepy in my opinion, because, I mean, the last thing I want is a picture, well, a shirt that's got, like, my daughter's face on it for anybody to buy. If it's just for me, or, like, for her dad or family members, that's one thing, but...
Who would wear it?
Exactly.
Who the hell would buy that shirt?
Creeps.
Yes.
Creeps.
And they have to know that, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? And they're the ones, I don't know if you remember a while back, they said their house got broke into. Turns out everything was fake. They hired cops to come to their house. Yeah, dude. Like, it was a whole big deal. It turned out to be fake. I don't know. They're weird. And then they apparently had a charity auction. The last thing we'll kind of talk about. They had a charity auction basketball game. And I guess the whoever won, they were going to donate $100,000 to, I'm assuming, their charity, or they may have had a charity. Well, it turned out the winner only got $75,000. So then I seen a YouTuber kind of go over what they made and everything, and said, you know, these guys probably made $500,000 off of this. Like, where's the rest of this money? And they're going over here acting like they're doing this big, which, hey, man, look, $75,000 to charity, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But then the dude goes on, I guess, Instagram Live, and he starts explaining. I guess he had maybe heard people calling him out about it. So he goes, well, you guys may not be good at math, so let me break it.
Oh, my Lord.
Like, why do you people let these type of people be famous? Why do y'all do it? Why do we have to suffer because you all have bad taste? Like, I cannot stand these people. All they give a shit about is money. They constantly are finessing you guys, and you all just keep putting him on a pedestal.
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
I mean, that's just how YouTube and platforms like that are just going, and, you know, that's where they're heading these days, and it pisses me off, because a lot of the people that I watch now, you know, they do charity live streams at least once or twice a month. With them, at least I know if I decide to donate to them, it'll go to that charity. Because, I mean, hell, Markiplier's raised over, I want to say, he's close to, like, a million.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, well over $1 million in charity. Same with Jacksepticeye and the Game Grumps. I mean, at least with them, we know all their shit, all the money they raise goes to it.
Yeah.
And then with these, you know, they're getting sketchy. It makes me second guess donating anymore.
It's like, it's charity.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can give 75, go ahead and throw that extra 25,000, make it 100. There's a lot of suspect stuff about the Yates family, much like Rice Gum, much like Logan Paul. I just don't get why we all don't just get together and say, look, enough is enough. I mean, once you're promoting gambling to kids, you're over here exploiting gay people.
Yeah.
I mean, enough is enough, man. You're letting your little kid buy a dick sucker. I mean, come on, dude.
That's fucking low. I mean,
it is. And I don't get why this guy
bought it for him.
That, number one, and why you would let this go out. What do you think people are going to think? Oh, that's funny.
No, it's not funny. It's fucking disgusting and makes me want to punch you in the throat.
I don't know, man. They're sick. They're twisted. And, guys, enough is enough.
Yeah,
this
enough
has
is
got
enough.
to stop. All right, Lette, on. Music meltdown. Soldier Boy, tell 'em. Tell him, and he keeps fucking telling them.
Somebody needs to tell him to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, really. Soulja Boy, I'm guessing feels he isn't relevant enough anymore.
Which he ain't. He needs to stay that way.
And he's somehow started making music again. I personally don't know a hit he's made. He went on The Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Did an interview, had millions of views. They're saying this one may have surpassed Tekashi 6ix9ine. But he goes on there, and every time they kind of confronted him about stuff. One being, hey, let's talk about some of the lies and stuff like that he's been known to tell over the years.
Yeah.
One, like, I guess where he was saying it was our 400 million. He tried to lie about it at first, and then, Charlamagne kind of kept pressing him, and he goes, oh, well, millions is millions. And Charlamagne's like, no, Soulja Boy, that ain't how it works. Well, then he was talking about he made the biggest comeback. So then they go over here. Tyga actually has made the biggest comeback.
Yeah.
The numbers prove it.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, Soulja Boy, what have you come back from? The guy just couldn't name anything. It's like he's the biggest bullshitter ever.
Is.
So then when they prove it, he gets mad and starts talking shit about Tyga. This is what Soulja Boy does when you prove him wrong. Then they go on to talk about Drake, and he goes, Drake! Which has now become a meme that will be going on for the next God knows how long. And he just, every time they mention somebody's name, Soulja Boy said, oh, he copied me. And according to Soulja Boy, he put everybody on, he said Ariana Grande was copying his style. Now, he did prove a song. And he actually proved by his lyrics back in the day that Drake did take them. But it doesn't matter, man. Drake's bigger than you. Tyga's bigger than you. And you can, it's like Adam 22 was saying. It's like, because Soulja Boy's saying he created the social media and all that. And Adam 22's like, okay, but you did that. Now everybody's doing it. It's become normal. Yeah. So nobody gives a shit that you did it.
Yeah, no one cares. I mean, ever since you made the Soulja Boy song, no, you've been irrelevant ever since then. That was like, what, 06, 07?
Yeah, and I guess one YouTuber was calling him out. He said, I've had many a number one hits. Who ain't had a number one hit? And then Angela Yee's like, a lot of artists haven't had. Soulja Boy's only had one.
Yeah, he's only had one.
Crank that. And then he said, I'm the reason, he even went as far as to say that the reason the Breakfast Club had cameras and everything was because of him.
Oh, my Lord.
And it's like, so now, I've created another meme where, anytime anything happens, you just say, Soulja Boy made that happen. That's what happened. I said, look, Soulja Boy is the one that created Jesus. Because I swear to you, Letty, everything he said, he made it happen.
He made it happen.
I don't know. The guy kills me. This is another guy that was allowed to be famous now. And you can tell, dude, he's been wearing this Gucci headband. Soulja Boy, retire that headband.
Yes,
please.
Do it, please. And just retire in general and get out of the spotlight before you end up homeless.
Yeah, somebody was talking shit about it. I wish I could remember the comment somebody made about that headband. But, it was just like he was on there just kind of talking shit about everybody. I don't know. They kind of let him take a little control of that interview. And it's like, then he goes on there and he breaks out his gaming system.
Oh, my Lord. These gaming systems need to quit.
So Charlamagne immediately goes, yeah, they saying that shit's counterfeit too. And then here we go. He starts saying, yeah, when a black entrepreneur wants to, first rapper makes a gaming console, yeah, they're going to hate on it. But then there wasn't a lot he could say because he said his lawyer told him not to say it. His gaming site, SoldierWatch.com, is currently down. Like, you can't even go on to it.
Shit.
And so pretty much he's blaming it on race over his fucking shitty game system that he clearly copied.
Yeah, it's like, no, man, you copied Nintendo. And now you've copied Sony. I mean, you show me a rip-off fucking PS Vita that you're selling on sale for $100 when I can just go buy a legit PS Vita for that.
Yeah.
And that's when it's on sale, because apparently he was selling them for like $200 and then selling them half off. And I'm just like, what the hell? I mean, dude, you got off lucky with Nintendo. Sony's probably going to rip you a new asshole because this is the second time you've done it.
Yeah, they're not going to send you a cease and desist. Nintendo was lucky to do that. And it goes on to pretty much say talks about the iPhones. He says, okay, well, they make them for $20. They bring them over here and sell them. And he says, who's the real bad guy here? I started laughing. I was like, what does that have to do with you putting out a shitty game system? It's like you're just trying to steer people away from the fact you're a piece of shit.
Exactly. He's like, what else kind of bullshit excuse can I come up with?
Hey, man, we know the iPhones are overpriced. But we're not on here talking about the off-brand Soulja Boy iPhone.
Yeah, it's just
You created a shitty game system that multiple tech reviewers went on and debunked as shitty systems, number one. They also proved that it's a China knockoff you just threw your name on.
Yeah.
You took games from Nintendo, Sega, whatever, and claimed them as your own and didn't get a license.
Yeah.
What the hell does that have to do with your skin color? What's that got to do with Apple? You know, Apple is a licensed company,
He's going to come up there and be like, you know what else is bad? Drug cartels. But, y'all are attacking me.
Exactly. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I just can't wait to see what the hell this supposedly hoverboard he's coming out with.
Oh, my
The Soulja
God.
board. I mean, are they going to be like what they were in the beginning and just immediately catch fire whenever you start riding on them?
I won't ride it. I want to live a little longer. And Soulja Boy don't care. And he's just clearly making money. And it was just so funny to hear Charlamagne call him out. And you could tell they were trying to be cool. And they could have probably pressed him a lot harder. But, they're just like, this dude's going to lie and bullshit anything we say anyway. But that's kind of something we talk about. Then we got here the iHeart Alter Ego. I guess, I'm not sure. I don't think this is a tour. It may be. But I know it was a hell of a show. And just kind of wanted to go over the lineup here. A lot of great bands that I really wish I could have attended this show, man. I'm telling you, dude, I've been missing so many good concerts. But we got 21 Pilots, huge fan of them.
Yeah.
The Killers, you a huge fan of them?
They're great.
They're
I love
a great
the
band.
Killers.
I'm a huge fan of Muse. They were
really
on there.
good.
Yeah, and then one of my all-time favorites, Weezer, was here. And then you got Rise Against. I mean, dude, that's a hell of a lineup.
Oh, yeah,
man.
that is.
It was so funny because it says 21 Pilots brings the jokes. They set a car on fire. Then you go on down here and it says Tom Morello comes out and shreds a guitar with his teeth on Rise Against set. So that would be sick.
Oh,
and this,
fuck yeah.
This just sounds like a good show, lady.
Oh, yeah, it just sounds like an amazing show that, I'd love to see cars set on fire and then people shredding guitars with their teeth.
Man, I'm telling you, this is going to be already, and we're up to May in the concerts we've seen. And, there's already been some legendary lineups.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for what 2019 has to come for concert-wise.
I mean, we're already off to a hell of a start.
Oh, yeah.
Who you listen to this week, lady?
This week, I got in the mood to listen to, like, some, I guess you could say, older stuff for me. And what's better than some electro pop punk with a little bit of screams in it. So this week I'm listening to Breathe Carolina. Breathe Carolina is an American electric dance music duo from Denver, Colorado. They're currently composed of David Schmidt and Tommy Cooperman. Finally, some names I can pronounce.
Names we can pronounce.
The band performed in 2007. They formed in 2007 and have released 4 albums and 9 EPs. This band, when I first found them, I was in like 8th grade, so I mean, my taste in music was just now starting to develop to what I listen to mainly today. And for them, it was kind of weird because it started out as like this poppy music, and then this dude comes in screaming. And I was like, holy shit, I love them. And, I took a little break from them listening to them. Once I got to them, Kristen started listening to them a couple weeks ago, and, I started listening to them again. It just made me fall in love with them over again. 3 songs I got for you this week. The first one is the one that I fell in love with. It was Hello Fascination. It really shows you how they've evolved from like 09 all the way up to now. Because, he's got some screams, the pop punk feel. I mean, it's just an all-around nice, upbeat song you get to listen to. Second song I got for you, it's Shots Fired. It's more of a mellow song, and it still got the electronics in it, and it's just great. The last song I got for you, I found it about last week when I started listening to their full album. It's called I Don't Know What I'm Doing. And DT,
I mean, who does?
DT was just like, is that seriously the name of the song? And I was like, yes, it is. Because, I mean, the chorus of it breaks down into, like, this crazy, just all electronic thing. And they just goes, I don't know what I'm doing, but I know how to do it. So I mean, that right there just made that just an amazing song for me. So I advise you to go check them 3 songs out. Honestly, check out anything by them. Everything I've heard, I've loved. They've done songs with Danny Worsnop from Asking Alexandria and Tyler Carter. So they got a nice little variety of music, and you can tell their changes through their albums, and they're only just getting better. Let's go check out Breathe Carolina. DT, who you listen to this week?
Me, I got a great band that, I mean, I've been listening to them for a few years now, but Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, hell yeah.
Or BMTH. To the hardcore fan base. They're an English rock band from Sheffield, South Yorkshire. Formed in 2004, the group now consists of vocalist Oliver Sykes, a.k.a. Ollie, guitarist Lee Malia, bassist Matt Keane, drummer Matt Nichols, and keyboardist Jordan Fish. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
I've been a big fan of Bring Me Horizon, and a lot of these top bands, they kind of mesh and sound the same. But I always thought Bring Me the Horizon would be a band that kind of stood out and would go far, and still going today, man. And Ollie Sykes, dude, love the guy's vocals. He tears it up, and live, they are a hell of a band live. I really enjoy these guys. But 3 songs I got for you, of course, Shadow Moses, a.k.a. Simp Eternal.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Great song. A lot of these are their older ones because they're just the ones I favorite.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of their new stuff's good. It's just I'm not as familiar with it currently. But Blessed with a Curse is my second one, and Chelsea Smile. Diamonds are what is it?
Diamonds Aren't Forever.
Aren't Forever. That's another good one, too. But definitely check out Breathe Carolina and Bring Me the Horizon if you haven't. Definitely let us know if you guys maybe have a favorite song by either band. Let us know.
Oh, yeah. Let us know, definitely.
All right, on to the
dumbass
and badass of the week. And you know me, Letty Spaghetti, Freddy Teddy. I like to lead off on this one.
Take the reins, DT.
So for my dumbass this week, we'll go to none other than Soulja Boy. I mean, need we say why? And on top of the many reasons we talked about earlier, you know, this dude is just clearly in denial. He's clearly fading out. And you know, look, man, Soulja Boy early on, he did a lot, man. He did. He really set the tone, social media wise, and all that, and that's cool. But if you put on a lot of these people and they copied you and all this and all that, you should have copyrighted it, had these guys in court, and got your money.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I know now he's got a record label and he's signing a bunch of artists that I'm sure none of us will care about. If he signs a good artist, cool. I'm sorry, man. I just think Soulja Boy is an arrogant prick, and just when everybody gave him a chance, he just does. He's like the Jake Paul and Logan Paul of the rap scene. Yeah, and the Rice Gum. He's just an asshole. And you know, I'm tired of hearing about the guy. I'm not fooled by it. I don't believe none of his bullshit. So I'm done with him. He's an idiot.
Yeah.
And I really shouldn't even be talking about him. As for my badass of the week. Yeah, it's going to go to the school I'm currently attending online.
Hell yeah.
Southern New Hampshire University, SNHU, the Penmen. I wish we had a different name, but I'll go with it. Pretty much I get an email the other day, and, you know, I'm sitting here wondering, hey, man, I'm getting ready to get a financial aid reimbursement where pretty much, you know, they give it whatever's left over after you pay for your classes and stuff. But I get an email, man, and I thought this was really cool. You know, the government shutdown that we're going to kind of talk about later, they basically have $1.5 million fund to help those families who will be affected. So pretty much like if your mom works for the government or gets a government check and she's going to be affected by this, if you provide proof and everything and sign up, they're going to help you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dude, I think that's awesome.
Oh, yeah,
and
that is great.
I think this needs to happen more around the board because, man, look, you're messing with people's money, and we'll get into this later. But for that, SNHU, you're my badass of the week. Letty, I know you don't have a dumbass this week.
I do not. That's a nice.
That's a good. That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired of doing my repeat.
Dumbass.
I've shit on them, way too much. But this week I only got a badass, and it's got to go out to my coworker Roger. I mean, I've mentioned him before in past episodes, but
shout out to Roger.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Roger. This guy, man, I mean, he's 50. He doesn't act like your normal 50-year-old.
Yeah.
He gets out. He's one of the most energetic people on the line. Even when I'm having a bad day, he's over there. He sits there and he shakes his ass like a white girl. He gets
Wow.
down, he tries to uplift everybody's mood, and he takes care of his family. That's his
Yeah.
number one priority.
Yeah.
He pulled 68 hours this past week at work.
Wow.
He pulled every day. Every day I went in early, he was there. He was always the first one to greet me. He's like, "Hey, Miss Charlotte, how are you?" And I'm like, "Good, man. Get ready to go into hell. Are you ready?" He's like, "Oh, man, I'm always ready." But this guy, I mean, he's just hands down great guy. He's told me about times where he's donated plasma just to
Dude,
pay
that
for his...
sucks.
Yeah, he does it to pay for his bills, and I'm just sitting there thinking, like, this guy will do anything for his family. And for that man, because I know there's a lot of people out there who will not go to the widths that he does. Roger, you're my badass of the week.
I know giving plasma, like those of y'all who maybe haven't, they pretty much, you sit in this chair. There's a lot of other people doing it around you, and they put this needle in your arm, and you just got to sit there for, I think, like an hour or two.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on your weight, how they give you the money, but dude, it's a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, he came into work, and he was just like, he's like, "I went and donated again," and I'm like, "Damn, man."
Yeah, dude, I respect the people that do that. All right, Letty. Original gamers.
Oh, geez.
Man, we had a lot go on last week, dude. We're going to be recording pretty much Mondays now. Occasionally, we'll probably do a Sunday or a Saturday show. So when I say last week, that's why. But, Letty, we had a lot go on. First, we'll start here. The MK Mortal Kombat 11 reveal event, I believe, a community reveal event, I believe they were calling it, happened. And they kind of unveiled... I thought every character, they would just put it out there, but then I kind of started thinking once I saw what they did reveal, I was like, okay, it kind of makes sense. So pretty much pros, they brought some YouTubers, there was some fans there, but they broke it out. I did catch some of it. So pretty much Scarlet is back.
Oh, hell yeah.
Baraka.
Fuck yeah.
And, dude, they both look badass. Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Of course.
And let's see who they had. Raiden, and dude, he looks badass. And who else am I missing? Oh, Sonya Blade.
Sonya, hell yeah.
And that I think, I'm telling you, Letty, this gameplay is awesome. Now they don't have a run mechanic in it anymore. There's no running. I don't know if they're going to add it by the April release. And guys, Mortal Kombat 11 will be out in April. I think they're doing. If you pre-order, I think everybody will kind of get to play it. I'm thinking in March. And me and Letty will be playing this game.
Oh, yeah,
I'm telling
definitely will be.
I done told my fiance I'm buying this game because she's a Mortal Kombat fan, and she'll actually play that. And I said, honey, it'd just be nice for me to tell you to get off the game sometime.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know?
It'd be like, listen, it's my turn.
Yeah, and she's a huge Mortal Kombat fan. I mean, dude, I grew up on Mortal Kombat.
Same here.
So, Letty, let's kind of talk characters you would like to see in the final lineup, because we know that when you pre-order, you get Shao Kahn.
Yeah.
Now, in Mortal Kombat 11, they do let you customize. I'm talking about from Scorpion's spear, his mask. You get different. You can add different skins on the characters.
That's pretty damn dope.
The fatalities I saw were fucking badass. But I wanted to talk with you because we're both huge Mortal Kombat fans. You've pretty well played all of them up until MK11. So, if you had to, let's just name a few who you would like to see. Who would you like to see?
I want Sindel to come back.
Yes, and I think she is.
I mean, Sindel, just that fucking hair whip shit she can do is always great. Like how they always have their DLC characters. I'd love to see the Predator come back.
Yeah, well, I don't think he'll be back now. They're talking about Michael Myers and Pennywise.
Yeah, I've seen where Pennywise might be in there, and that'd be pretty fucking dope.
I don't think Predator, Alien, Jason, and Leatherface, they won't be back.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, we had him in the last game, but
Predator was good. He was one I like. I used Alien too. I can't forget Alien. I used him a lot. Freddy's been in it before. We won't see him.
Yeah, we won't see Freddy again.
I'd like to see Melina.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have Melina. Let's see. I want to see Cassie Cage back.
Oh, yeah, having Cassie back. I mean, I always thought it was great having Cassie and Johnny face each other.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are thinking that in this game, either Sonya and Johnny or Sonya will probably die, and Cassie Cage will obviously be the future of the Cage family. And I love playing her character. I think she's got a lot of great mechanics. She's fast. great fatalities.
Cyrax.
Cyrax, yeah. Noob Cybot,
Oh, yeah,
I'd like to
Noob
see him.
Cybot.
I wouldn't mind seeing Smoke. But, you know, they kind of all came together and made Tribord,
Yeah.
who was badass. I mean, I like
Oh, yeah,
Tribord.
definitely. Shiva.
Shiva,
Shiva and Goro. Oh, man, having them both in it'd be great, because, I mean...
I think she's been rumored to come back.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Let's see. If I had to pick, obviously, let's see. You'll probably get like Katana. I'd like to see Rain come back.
Yeah, having Rain come back would be pretty great.
Reptile, yeah, he'll probably be back. But it was good to see Baraka come back, man. But I think all in all, it's going to be a great game.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to have an amazing lineup. I'm shocked to see, who else they're going to include for DLC characters.
Oh yeah, and I'll probably get all of them. But will you purchase the Legendary Edition, Letty?
I don't know.
If you can.
If I can, I definitely will.
You damn right. I done my fiance can't understand why the games are $60. She don't get it.
Well, see, gaming, whenever I think of gaming is, it's a hobby, but it's one of the most expensive hobbies anybody can have, because, new game's going to be $60. But
yeah.
if you get, 3-4 months worth of playtime out of it, and then once they release the DLC, it's just great, because, I still play games. Like I said, I played Final Fantasy VII. That game came out for the PS1, and I'm still playing that game.
Yeah, like, don't buy a game if you're just getting it for one reason or whatever. Like, if you're going to play the game top to bottom, put a lot of time into it, yeah, spend that money. But
it's well worth it.
Yeah, I'm a big Mortal Kombat fan. So about, like, people Call of Duty, like, stuff like that. But I'm interested to see who the final lineup will be.
Oh, yeah, I'm excited, too.
All right, moving on, we got Fortnite. They had another live in-game event, and I've never seen any other game do this. Like, they had the live rocket event. They've had a few other, like they had a cube event, live in-game. Unfortunately, I missed this one. It pissed me off because I set like a thing on my calendar and everything for this. Like, it was ridiculous. And though I got on right at 2, I'd apparently missed it by just like 5 minutes.
Damn.
But the whole map is now covered in snow, which only a little portion was. They basically had the Ice King come out. I mean, big, large figure, dude. Like, you could see this dude, and he kind of throws a spell, and he puts snow all over the whole map. It's so foggy now you can barely see. And now he's brought, like, we've had kind of zombies before. Well, now these are ice zombies, and these little bastards will throw snowballs at you and shit. Yeah, dude, like, they're little pricks. But it's a crazy thing. But the only thing I don't like is, like, if you go play the regular game, I was like solo, duo, squads, you're already having to deal with other badass players in the game, and then now you have to deal with these damn zombies. Yeah. Now, usually, and they brought in challenges to where, you can kind of win a free wrap for your guns, or you can, and when it's all said and done, you can win a glider. But it's like you got to do all these challenges and then deal with all the zombies and the damn people trying to kill you. And here I am getting my ass kicked because, dude, the skill level on that game from when I started halfway through season 3 till now is insane.
Oh, yeah, because, everybody, they just keep playing. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So
yeah. Our next thing here, old Jack Black started a YouTube gaming channel.
Old Jack Black.
Jablinski Games with his son. He's pretty much put out 5 videos where in each video he's talking about how they're going to be putting out videos every Friday. They have yet to put one out. They've yet to do a live stream. And this dude has got almost 4 million subscribers.
Just because he's Jack Black.
And people think it's like a joke. Like, it's people like, it'd be funny if he just kept doing that, like every video.
That sounds like something Jack Black would do. They're just sitting there, then you're going to get the people who's going to get pissed and be like, I want to see him game finally, damn it. But
well, one of them, like, he went in, I guess he's got pinballs at his house, so he started playing pinball games, and another one, him and his son went to an arcade.
Yeah.
And he just put out another one I've yet to watch it. But it's funny. So, and by the way, guys, I'm linking all these videos to all this stuff in the show notes. But
just sitting there, it's just like, guys, we'll be releasing a video of us playing.
Because
a
lot of
next
people
week.
are waiting for it.
Oh, yeah.
Me included. I mean, a lot of YouTubers are like, we kind of don't agree with these big stars coming on the platform because this is for people like me and you to be creative and come on, they've already got a platform. What are we doing? But some people say, well, it could kind of make the platform more known. I don't know. It's just all about you to
Yeah, it's just everybody's opinion. I mean, in my opinion, I find it hilarious that he's had 5 videos out about how they're gonna play, and he's already got 4 million subs. I mean,
it'll even say at the end of the video, new videos every Friday, and that's. I mean, I don't even think they last 5 minutes each video. It's funny. Last thing here, EA Games, who they have been over the Star Wars games.
Yeah.
They're known for a lot of their sports games, Madden, NBA 2, or not NBA 2K, but let's see, NBA Live.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Man, I went on there and I play mobile games as well, and there was a Star Wars game that I was going to try, not Galaxy Heroes, but it's called Force Arena, and I was like, I haven't played it in a while. I'm going to go download it and play it. Come to find out, it's canceled.
Damn.
Well, then they had another new one on mobile called Rivals. I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll check it out. It, too, was canceled. Well, now this got me curious.
Yeah.
So I looked into this, and a lot of people are just talking about how EA Games has really botched making the Star Wars game. Like
It
they
really
were talking
has.
about how Battlegrounds 1 and 2 really what I mean, Battlegrounds 2 was okay. Like I was playing it for a while. But people were just saying, talking about how it's just they've not really did that well with it. They've not put a lot of marketing into it. And you've kind of caught a little glimpse into it. Like, what do you think? I mean, would you agree?
Well, for me, I mean, they have, taken it and it's went downhill because I grew up playing, I can't remember which one it was, but I played one on the 64 and then, Knights of the Old Republic and shit like that. But when it comes to, what they did with these past two, because what really pissed me off about the first one that they had, Battlefront 1, it didn't even have a fucking story mode.
It really didn't.
It didn't. It was all multiplayer, and that's one thing I don't like, because, I love multiplayer. I like how it brings the community together and everybody can play, with each other and all that, but, sometimes I like to play the game, but I want a single player mode. I want to go off. I want a good story with it. I don't want to just have to always be connected, because you can't play that game unless you're connected online.
Yeah.
And, not everybody has the internet. So
I don't know, it's a big deal. Star Wars is huge. EA, quit fucking up.
yes, please.
Come on,
Give us a good fucking Star Wars
I just
game.
don't get why you would do Star Wars is huge.
Yes, I mean that's probably one of their bigger cash cows right there. And you go off and you botch it like that, you're just leaving everybody with a nasty taste in their mouth. They're not going to get the next one.
Give it to somebody that will do something with it. All right, Letty, on to Urban Dictionary word of the week.
Urban Dictionary.
This one's kind of funny. I'm gonna go ahead. You start first.
All right, for me, I got government shitdown.
Which is what we named the episode.
Yeah, this is what we named the episode after.
Yeah.
It's in a shithole (shithouse) country under one-party rule, but where the ruling party somehow can't avoid a government shutdown.
Yep.
The example I got for y'all, to celebrate the first anniversary of the Trump presidency, the Republicans led the U.S. to a government shitdown.
And that is true to the full extent.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's even true to right now. DT, what do you got?
You ever been rooster clawed?
I mean, after you explained it to me. Yes, I have.
Well, when you get rooster clawed, ladies and gentlemen, it's when someone scratches someone else with their toenail. And when you get rooster clawed, it hurts.
Oh, yeah,
Somebody
it really
with
does.
them big eagle toe-ass feet. The example I got is, you fucking rooster clawed me again. Trim your disgusting toenails, you lazy asshole. Sounds like how my fiance talks to me. I'm playing. She don't talk to me like that. But I just thought that was funny.
We actually got some good ones this week.
Yeah. Actually, there actually was some good ones. All right, on to... This week, Letty, we're going to pay a little homage to some of the most famous paranormal investigators of all time, hands down, Ed and Lorraine Warren. Thank you for agreeing to this, by the way. But I want to talk 6 cases. I'll read 3, you read 3. 6 of their most famous cases, and actually one of these will kind of tie into the Thunderdome, which is pretty cool. So everybody has a story to tell. Here's ours. Ed and Lorraine Warren, 6, the most famous case. So demonologists, authors, lecturers, and occult museum owners Ed and Lorraine Warren are two of the world's most well-known paranormal investigators. Their casework, much of which was carried out through their New England Society for Psychiatric Research, involved everything from exorcism alongside priests, seances, and spirit cleansings to photographic documentation of supernatural events. It also brought them to people and places around the country, resulting in supernatural accounts so disturbing they've inspired numerous box office adaptations. These 6 Warren family cases caught the country's attention. Number 1, the Perrin family haunt. When Roger and Carolyn Perrin moved their family, including their 5 young daughters, to their new 200-acre home in Harrisville, Rhode Island, they were unaware of its allegedly insidious former resident. Originally built in 1736, the country home was once inhabited by Bathsheba Thayer and her 4 children, 3 of whom died young. Despite the era's high infant mortality rates, those deaths and circumstances around them roused suspicion within the town, resulting in the ostracism of Thayer. Labeled a Satanist by her community members, she allegedly hanged herself in her backyard. While the Perrin family lived in the home, numerous pleasant ghostly interactions like spirits playing with the children or helping to do the chores were reported, but were so dark interactions from ghosts like Thayer's, who took on more menacing presence in the home. Disembodied voices, furniture moving on its own, and full spectral appearances were among the many ghostly experiences shared by the Perrin family. Mayor Carolyn was allegedly one of Thayer's most consistent targets, supposedly jealous of the living woman's role as both mother and wife. The ghost reportedly pinched and slapped Carolyn quite a bit and even touched Roger inappropriately on several occasions. The Warrens were brought in to help in 1974, but their presence aggravated the conditions and Thayer's supposed ghost so much the family eventually asked them to leave. Horror icon James Wan used the Perrin family's experience in his box office hit, The Conjuring, in 2013. Number 2, and one of the most famous, the Amityville case. Arguably the most famous of Ed and Lorraine Warren's paranormal investigations, this investigation has been adapted into a frightening and seemingly unending film franchise. This Warren case involved the Lutz family. The Lutzes took up residence at a suburban Dutch colonial house in Amityville, Long Island in 1975. Only a year before their move-in, the residence had been the site of a deadly mass murder when Ronald DeFeo Jr. brutally killed 6 members of his family. For 28 days, the Lutzes and their 3 children lived in that very same house. While their family reported antagonistic voices, swarms of flies, welts, family members levitating, banging noises, and unseen entities, Ed and Lorraine Warren were eventually called in to cleanse the house and brought a local TV crew with them. After snapping photos, including one featuring a boy with glowing eyes, the Warrens determined the land had curses on it. In a 2013 interview with Yahoo, Lorraine Warren said the Amityville house was one case that haunts her the most. Amityville was horrible, she said during a press conference. For The Conjuring, it was absolutely horrible. It followed us right straight across the country. I will never go into the Amityville house ever again. Number 3, Annabelle. This investigation took the Warrens to a thing rather than a place, more specifically a Raggedy Ann doll that was purchased in an antique store, a much less sinister imagining than her 2014 Annabelle film counterpart. Given to the buyer's daughter, the nursing student and her roommate quickly began to notice odd occurrences involving the doll, such as changing positions or rooms. That eventually escalated to messages on paper and blood on the doll's dress, and at one point, violence. Annabelle took particular aim at the fiancé of one roommate, who claims that he woke up frozen in a bed as the doll crawled up his body and strangled him. He also allegedly claimed that upon entering a darkened room where the doll rested, he felt something attacking him. When he flipped the switch, he saw his stomach covered in bloody scratches, and the doll on the floor. The behavior freaked the roommates out so much they called in a medium who explained that she believed the doll was possessed by the spirit of a deceased 7-year-old girl named Annabelle Higgins. Higgins had supposedly died on the land where the apartment stood. The Warren family also got involved, determining that demonic presence was in fact behind the doll. They performed a blessing in the residence before taking Annabelle off the young woman's hands. Annabelle has since become a permanent and prominent fixture in the Warrens' Connecticut Occult Museum.
Number 4, a haunting in Connecticut. In 1986, Carmen and Al Snedeker rented a home in Southington, Connecticut, to be closer to the hospital where their son was receiving treatment. Unfortunately, the family had little knowledge about the resident's strange and gruesome past. The former funeral home came complete with the remnants of a mortuary in the basement and a graveyard outside. Upon moving in, their eldest son began seeing terrifying visions of ghosts. The family would uncover the existence of toe tags in the house regularly. Lights often flickered, dishes would shake, the smell of decaying flesh hovered, and reportedly water would, on occasion, turn blood red. Carmen and Al even alleged that the demons had sodomized them during their 2-year period there. The Snedekers asked Ed and Lorraine Warren for help, and their investigation attributed the hauntings to the ghosts of those who were brought to the funeral home. According to the Warrens, the morticians partook in unsavory activities with the dead bodies. After a 2-year stay, the Snedekers family finally moved out. Like the parents' story, the Snedekers haunting was immortalized in film. Number 5, the South End Werewolf. Perhaps one of the more unusual cases from Ed and Lorraine Warren's case list, this investigation took the Warrens out of the U.S. to a seaside town in Essex, England. There, a man named Bill Ramsey was believed to be possessed by a demon that manifested as a wolf. Growing up, Ramsey was a normal, happy boy. One day, though, at a young age of 9, he suddenly began exhibiting inhuman qualities. Reportedly, while playing outside in his backyard, Ramsey felt a frigid cold take over him, and his nostrils were overcome with an awful stench before he flew into a rage, uprooting a fence still attached, and gnawing on its wire meshing. Ramsey eventually grew up, became a loving husband and father of 3, and was incident-free until 1960s. The early years of his marriage were plagued by nightmares, cold sweats, and waking up from the pants of a wild animal, which he soon realized were becoming from him. In the 1980s, Bill would repeatedly feel overcome by a sensation he had as a child while hanging out with his friends, and even once while doing a citizen's arrest. At one point, he attacked a friend in a car on their way from a pub and manhandled police in intense altercations on several occasions. In the midst of this, Ramsey spent several stints in the hospital, all featuring the same symptoms of rage, inhuman strength, barred teeth, growling, hunched shoulders, and hands curled like claws. In an interview with the Warrens about their experience with Ramsey, Ed Warren stated that Ramsey would ask to be locked up in jail cell for his protection and the protection of the public. When the Warrens got wind of Ramsey's situation, they asked him to come to their Connecticut home where the Bishop Robert McKeenan would perform a recorded exorcism on Ramsey. Number 6, the trial of Arnie Cheyenne Johnson. In this landmark trial, paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren were called to testify on the behalf of Arnie Cheyenne Johnson, the first known case in the U.S. to use "the devil made me do it" defense. On the evening of February 16, 1981, 19-year-old Johnson engaged to Debbie Glatzel and out for dinner with her. Their landlord, Alan Bono, and others stabbed Bono multiple times using a pocket knife. Johnson would plead not guilty by possession, a defense founded on Johnson's relationship with his soon-to-be wife's younger brother, David. In the summer of 1980, David woke to what he described as a man with big black eyes, a thin face with animal features and jagged teeth, pointed ears, horns, and hooves. The demon's description mirrors the creature from the horror hit Insidious, and apparently David so much that Debbie turned to Arnie for help. Johnson couldn't find a reasonable explanation for David's bruises or scratches, so the family pivoted to a priest. That supposedly only angered the entity more, causing it to make David hiss, speak in multiple voices, and quote Paradise Lost. The Warrens were brought in. In an interview with People magazine, Lorraine stated that, "While Ed interviewed the boy, I saw a black misty form next to him, which told me we were dealing with something of a negative nature. Soon the child was complaining that invisible hands were choking him, and there were red marks on him. He said that he had a feeling of being hit." The Warrens supposedly worked with the Diocese of Bridgeport and 4 priests who were brought in to exorcise more than 40 demons from David. The DOC had only admitted to investigating the Glatzel case, but allegedly the event saw David return to normal. Arnie, however, became their alleged new target. After moving in with Debbie and going to dinner at a bar with Bono, a fight between the two older men broke out, and Johnson stabbed Bono. Johnson's defense didn't hold up in court, and he was found guilty of first-degree manslaughter, serving out only 5 years of his initially longer sentence.
Oh, so that one's based off Insidious.
Yeah, that's some shit, man.
I didn't even know the one about the South End werewolf.
No, I didn't. I didn't either.
Wow,
Holy
dude,
shit.
That's cool. I mean, Ed and Lorraine Warren, they're legendary.
They are.
I believe in all their work. I think they're probably two of the most honest paranormal investigators of all time. And, I mean, I send my respect to them, man. I mean, what they've probably seen, I wouldn't even want to see 10% of.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right, everybody, moving on to
Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch.
Today in the arena, we have a battle between two famous and very true hauntings, both made into movies, as one you may have just heard.
Yep.
And we are both huge fans of both of these stories and movies that were directed by James Wan, genius. Today we have facing up in the arena a battle of which of these two hauntings were the worst. We have the Perrin family haunting, aka The Conjuring 1, versus the Enfield poltergeist, aka The Conjuring 2. We're very excited about this one, so you know how we do. We'll do a little compare and contrast between the two, and then decide ultimately which we like better. And in this case, though both were a nightmare for both families, if we had to experience one, which one would we choose? Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready.
Now let the battle commence. So, Letty, I'm a huge fan of both of these movies,
Oh, yeah.
as well as you.
Oh, yeah, they're really good movies.
I love paranormal movies. These two, I'm a bigger fan of The Conjuring 1, but
Yeah.
I liked The Conjuring 2.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with you there.
The Perrin family, you know, that is a famous haunting. As you heard, that was number one on
yeah.
their list. The Enfield poltergeist, a lot of people say it was a hoax. When you had cops come in,
Yeah.
in this Enfield, and they seen what they seen, I mean, come on, man. I mean, how
was-
more credible can you be?
Yeah.
But there was a lot of controversy over this. But these are two really crazy movies. So I found a little website here. You know how we do. We do some compare and contrast. So we have the ensemble, which, you know, that kind of just names everybody that was in the movie. James Wan, of course, the director. So you know the story of the Perrin family.
Yes.
So let's talk the Enfield. A family lives in their house, and all of a sudden they soon discover that the home, much like the domicile located in quiet areas of England, is haunted by a vengeful spirit. Soon the evil entity begins to terrorize the family, possessing a young girl, leading them to seek out the help of famed paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. The duo brings together their expertise and spiritual insight to the aid of this poor family, but what they encounter is sometimes just as terrifying and grisly as what they experienced with the last family. So pretty much you had, in The Conjuring 1, you had Bathsheba, and then in the Enfield, you have the Crooked Man, which was disguised as that nun, which the Crooked Man being Bill, who is said to talk through one of the daughters. Both of these are horrible.
Yeah, they both are.
And, you know, man, a lot of these families, you know, I'm sure they were okay with the movies. I mean, because the way they see it, you know, they experienced it. They want their story to be told to let people know, hey, this is real. Have stated on here before, Letty, you're a little skeptical.
I'm a little skeptical because, I mean, I'm a huge thing of seeing is believing. I mean, I'll believe your stories.
Yeah.
And that shit, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, it's fake.
Yeah.
Ghosts aren't real. But, I mean, I've had, you know, I've stated some of my, I guess you could say, occurrences with the paranormal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I'm still a little skeptical. But, I mean, I'm always open-minded when it comes to stuff like this.
So which movie did you prefer?
The one that I preferred Conjuring 1.
Yeah,
the most.
me as well. Now, for the meat and potatoes, let's say you landed in one of these houses. Which one would probably scare the shit out of you the most?
This one that scares the shit out of me most would have to be the first one. Oh my God, the Perrin family, them having to go through all that. And what got me the most was that, you know, her biggest target was the mom.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I would hate to be in that position and sit there and have to go through all that, especially, with my kids in the house.
Well, yeah, and the part where the daughter's sleepwalking and the daughter looks up and she's frozen. She's like, oh, shit. And then there you see the witch jump down on her. I'd be like, oh, my God.
I've been like, let's get the fuck out now.
Bill, who talked through the girl, and I mean, dude, you would even see interviews and hear this girl kind of talking, and they had even did a test that there would have been no way that girl could have talked like that on her own while talking in her own voice. It would have blew her damn vocal cords out.
Yeah.
I don't think Enfield was a hoax, but, man, if I seen that nun, that would scare the shit out of me, dude.
Been swinging on a nun.
Yeah, and I mean, even the Bill guy was a little creepy, and which they called him in the movie the Crooked Man, but you're dealing with a witch. When you're dealing with what all the parent family, that, like, they don't even tell everything that really happened to them, like dead soldiers talking to them in the walls. And the first day they moved in, there was an old man in there that one of the daughters that was young at the time thought was helping them. All they had to deal with, I mean, and the fact that the parent family haunting was well documented and it was real.
Yeah, hell, they lived there for what?
10 years.
10 years?
Yes.
Yeah. They lived there for a decade.
The crazy part is a couple of family members didn't want to move, but I guess for their mothers, for health reasons of their mother, they eventually did, but I just couldn't imagine.
Dude.
I wouldn't want to stay there a week.
Oh, yeah, as soon as that shit started happening, once all the sinister bullshit happened, my ass would have been out of there.
One picture falls off a wall. Hey, Mom, I'm coming home. No, thank you.
Did you knock that over, Jimmy? No, wow, I've been outside. Well, pack your shit, we leaving.
Yeah, I mean, but don't get me wrong, The Conjuring 2, not to take anything away from it, I couldn't imagine going through that either.
No, I couldn't either.
Because you got to think, she had her husband there.
Yeah.
The parent family had the husband there. The Enfield poltergeists, they didn't. It was just
her and her kids.
I mean, that would be scary because, it's like an invisible force that what do you do? You
can't really do anything because, it's supernatural and it just happens.
Yeah, and you've got to find a priest and people that believe you and want to investigate, which now is a little more believable, of course, than it was back then.
Yeah, back then people just be like, oh, you're crazy.
Yeah. The Conjuring 1, paranormal movies, it's probably one of my all-time favorites. The Enfield Poltergeist, it's right there, too. Conjuring 2 was a good movie.
Oh, yeah.
It really was, but I choose Conjuring 1.
Oh, yeah, I choose Conjuring 1.
Let us know which one you guys would pick. Again, guys, we like to hear these debates. Though a lot of the times we agree, we like to hear other points of view. Let us know.
Oh, yeah, let us know in the comments.
All right, Letty, on to everybody's favorite time of the show.
It has been one of them motherfucking days. I tell y'all, it has been one of them motherfucking days, bitch.
It's time to rant.
Let's
And
fucking
Letty,
rant. Ooh,
let me
shit.
tell you, I kind of put up a post on this, but guys, today we are going to rant about the government shutdown. So the government, yet another year, can't agree on something. This time it's about President Trump's wall that he wants to build. And because it was voted no, this is why the government's shutting down.
Yeah.
Any time of the year that all this BS could happen and it could shut down, it seems to magically happen around tax season. I don't know if this is done on purpose or whatever, but you're talking military people don't get paid, people that work for the government, people get, I don't know about school checks, but they could be affected. But we just kind of want to give our take on why this is dumb and just another reason of why we can't stand politics and politicians. So Letty, are you ready?
I'm ready, spaghetti.
Now let's have a rant. So, Letty, like I said, I put up a Facebook post and it just seems really odd to me that this shit happens at tax time. The one time of year, man, people work their ass off all year, and again, it's of course to the people that work hard all year, and even if you work half the year. I mean, we pay these bastards to be in office, and it's the one time a year we get ours back. You can get caught up on your bills or get whatever, and it just kills me. We gotta wait now. Like you do your taxes. You do them in January. I know last year, I think it was March when my fiance got hers. I get a school check. Now, I haven't received any word, which I figured by now I probably would have.
Yeah.
And seeing as how, like I said on my Badass of the Week, my school's providing help, maybe it isn't going to affect me. This is a big deal for people.
Oh yeah, it really is, because I mean it's affecting a lot of policies and shit that people need. Like one of the biggest ones is WIC.
Yeah.
It's affecting WIC, and there are people out there who can't afford the essentials for their kids, you know, like formula, or, you know, the kids that are getting older, like the eggs, milk, and cheese that they need at that, you know, young age, and they're going to be hungry.
Yeah.
And that, you know, that hurts me to hear that there are, you know, little babies and infants out there, and, you know, like little toddlers and shit that can't get the, you know, necessary nutrients they need, all because the government being shut down. And, you know, the people who are on food stamps that need it.
Well, they got theirs early, which
Yeah.
I commend the Department of Human Services.
Yeah, I'm glad that, you know, they were able to get it. Yeah, they were able to get their February early, but after that...
Yeah, I mean, what happens?
Yeah, I mean, if they don't get it figured out by the end of February, I mean, yeah, what happens then? Yeah.
As soon as you do your taxes, if you put down to get it 2 days, a week, 3 weeks, a month, whatever, that's when it's due to you. We shouldn't have to wait because these assholes up in their nice offices, driving their nice-ass cars, living in their nice houses, can't agree on some dumb shit that, quite frankly, most of us don't even give a shit about.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, okay, you're building a wall. There's shitty people that come over here, but that's why you have stuff in place to take care of these people.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, a wall just seems like money that could be put something that we really need.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all can't agree on it, but don't make other Americans suffer that look forward to one time a year.
Yeah, tax season is a big
one time.
Yeah.
And it's in a 4 month, you have January till April. Like, come on, man. Like, don't take it out on those people. Now, it just seems to me, because where it's happened so frequently over the last few years, it just seems to me that this shit is happening on purpose. I don't know if it's something happens and they're just trying to buy a little time or whatever it may be, but it just kills me that this is the time where people can get out of the hole, that people, or you know, hey, you could take a vacation or whatever it may be, man. You need this money. Like, it's a lot of money that a lot of people don't get a big lump sum like that.
Yeah, not a lot of people get this. And another thing it's affecting is a lot of the government workers that have nothing to do with, they're getting they're furloughed right now.
Look at the military.
Yeah, they're furloughed. They have nothing coming in because, if I'm not mistaken, Ruby's Nana, she works for the FDA. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure she's still furloughed right now and hasn't been to work in, you know, all month, I think.
Yeah, that's
so,
bullshit.
I mean, that's taking out, you know, all the money that she could be making and all this. And, you know, that right there, you know, affects our agriculture and all the farmers and shit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you got the military being affected. You know, you got WIC food stamps being suspended until further notice. So, I mean, it's affecting a lot more people that need the help, that need that money, and they don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, all over a stank-ass wall that, like I said, most of us don't even care about. No. And it just kills me that they're sitting up there. They're not struggling.
Yeah, they're not being affected because they're the ones, you know, getting their 6-figure salary early, and, you know, it's not going to affect them because, you know, they sit there, they get their money, they put it back, and, I mean, they're set for years.
Yeah, and the thing is we pay you son of a bitches all year.
Yeah.
You know, and then you have a little bitch fit between each other. So now we got to wait on money that we're rightfully owed because y'all can't agree on something. That ain't our fault. That ain't our problem. And, you know, man, it's time, other than groups like Anonymous, all these activists and stuff like that, man, a lot more people got to get together and just say enough is enough.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is just ridiculous. I mean, you're talking about people's livelihood. Like, use a lot, like this year, you know, we're going to use it to pay up on the bills and get us another car, man. And now we got to wait. Like I said, last year, it was around March, I'm thinking, 1st of March, first, second week of March. I mean, who's to say it don't get pushed to April? You know, like, it's fucking ridiculous, man. And a lot of people say, oh, well, you can wait. Yeah, maybe you all can wait because you got money to wait.
Yeah.
Some of us don't have that luxury.
No, not a lot of people do. And, I mean, you know, lower class, you know, Americans just, they really look forward to it because I remember growing up around February, March was always a big time for my parents because, you know, tax season came in. And they always gave us $100 a piece. Me, my sister, my brother, they always gave us, because, you know, they couldn't give us shit throughout the year, because they were always, paying bills, busting their ass, just to provide the basic necessities for us.
Yeah.
And that $100 at the beginning of the year was always a big deal for me and my sister and my brother.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's just coming from me. And, this shit right here happened, 10 years ago. That's one of the last times I remember getting it. So, I mean, just imagine the people who need it to pay bills, say, they're borrowing a car, and, that's what they're going to be their down payment.
Yeah, somebody living with somebody ready to get their own place.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
Bottom line, in closing here, just quit the bullshit.
Definitely.
If you all can't agree on something, keep it between you all. Don't let it affect other Americans. I don't understand, because you all can't agree on a damn wall. We got to wait on money that we've rightfully paid you all, that is taken out of our hard-working paychecks.
Oh, yeah.
And now you all are, and this is why people just can't stand the government. This is why people speak out and call them out on their bullshit. And this is why I don't like talking politics. I don't vote.
Yeah.
I don't do, and a lot of people say, well, maybe you should vote to check this. What does it really matter? You're just going to get some asshole that's going to get in there and pull this shit.
Yeah.
It happened with Obama. Now, look, we hired Trump. Yet
It's
another
happening with
shutdown, so what does it really matter? It's just ridiculous. When I'll vote for somebody that fights for the lower middle class.
Oh, yeah.
That's who I'll vote for. It's not somebody that's rich and had money and doesn't really give a shit and is just going to provide policies and pass bills that benefits the rich.
Oh, yeah, got their small loan of $1 million from Daddy.
Yeah.
I mean...
Come on, man. You got that money, spread it to your people. If you that fucking worried, President Trump, your stupid-ass wall is now caused people to have to wait yet another year on money that they worked hard for. Yeah, and that's well-deserved. So, I don't know. Lette, you got anything in closing?
I mean, just stop your fucking bitching. I mean, we've had a shutdown literally almost every year for, the past going on almost 8 years.
Yep.
I mean, I'm tired of it. I mean, what's the point of putting someone in charge if this is always going to happen?
Yeah, and if it's going to happen, I mean, at least say, hey, look, we can't come to agreement. Let's hold off end of April, May.
Oh, yeah.
To let the people get their refunds and stuff, and then go from there. I mean, hell, even hold it off till April. I mean, at least then, majority of people have their money.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, for episode 38, Government Shitdown, I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in yet another week, and I feel like this was another good episode, Lette.
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Proud of us, but as always, guys, please go like all our social medias to any of the segments. We would love to hear your opinion. Please send us a comment on our Facebook page. If you've got any ideas for the show, please hit us up at the Ready Set Show Podcast at gmail.com. Once again, for episode 38, Government Shitdown, I'm DT.
And I'm Lette.
Remember, this is Podcast Greatness,
where greatness never dies.
We out.
Deuces.
Peace.